What's up, everybody? So, today I'm attacking another project. Installing the amplifier on the 2016 Fusion, second gen. I know a lot of people having problems installing the amplifier, speakers, and all that good stuff. Look at my boy Ethan. As you see, well, I guess you got seen on that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. As far as installing the speakers in the second gen Fusion and amplifiers, so I kind of narrowed it down and making this video for y'all. You know, to install the amplifier, whether you're doing 4-channel and a monoblock subwoofer amp. So in this case, for my vehicle, I'm doing both 4-channel and monoblock from a subwoofer. And other than that, we're gonna get into it. All right, so the entry point from the battery into the vehicle. I know I've seen a lot of videos saying that you can enter it through here, run the cable back over here to the battery. Me, I don't like that option for real, because you got too many obstacles as far as AC pipes, your coolant for your vehicle, and other pipes, you know, that draws heat. So I found another way where you can actually go behind the battery on the driver's side under the dashboard, which is you have to take the battery out, and it's another rubber garment entry where a whole bunch of wires go through, and you can enter through there. So I'm going to take the battery out and show you. So we need an 8mm socket to take the battery bracket off. So right here, unloosen it. Battery bracket. Next thing we're going to use, disconnect the power, which should be a 10mm. Take the positive off. Disconnect that. To the side. Back up. So what we're going to do next is slide the battery forward, take the negative off. Also, if it's 10mm. Fasten the top bolt. So now, so you can take the battery off. Take the negative off. Terminal. Set that to the side and then pull the battery out. Alright, so now since we removed the battery, our entry point is going to be back up behind the brake. I want to say distribution block. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that rubber garment that's in the back is going to be our entry point. So I'm going to show you on the inside, on the other side where it comes out at, or in, however you want to say. So another tip is to make sure you got like a fishing cable or some type, which is like I have right here, the white wire. You can fish it back and forth. Now I'm gonna go on the inside and show you what it comes out at. All right, so we inside the vehicle, and if you look up in your dash right here, that's where it comes in at, behind all this fluff. So do is have some type of, like I said, cable run in and out, which is my feeder cables right here. This white cable on the other side. So, right here where this fluff is at, this is where it comes in, behind that, that brake distribution block I was saying. So, let's go ahead and tip up some wire and pull it through. Alright, so I got the 4 gauge rolled out with the remote wire. And that terminals, remote wire, and a 4 gauge 12 volt working from the battery. So I'm gonna go ahead, go into the driver dash, use our fish cable to pull it through the rubber boot so we can have it at the battery. So just go ahead and do that, and we'll see it on the other side. Grab a fish cable. So, got that done. Got a cable looking like that. Ready to go through the dash. So let's go ahead and get it pulled. Get it in ready to pull it through. I take my fish cable off this hook right here. Look at it. Pull it up. Okay, so it should right there at the boot. Go in. Hopefully it should be right here. Yep, I see her. Should be right there. The other side of our metro source cable for the 12 volt. Alright, so I'm just gonna cut it back here real quick so I can actually, yeah. So what we're gonna do is drop it behind the brake distribution block real quick. And we'll try to fish that around. Alright. So get around these pipes. Where the ABS distribution block is. Just fish it through again on the battery mount. So basically ran it through the little firewall garment that I showed you underneath for the dash, over top of the distribution block for the ABS, under the battery mount. It's right there because your positive is going to be on the side. So let's go back in the car. Alright, so we're back in the car. Look up here. That's what's running through it. I can see it through the wool, through the rubber garment. So I'm gonna go ahead, pop these panels off and the hood latch, which is right there, and start tucking this wire underneath the carpet and run it back. All right, so I'm going to pop these panels off, which is this one right here. That's what we're gonna start with. You pretty much can put your hands underneath of it, grab it, pull it up. So let's set this to the side. Next one we're gonna pop. Kick down one. Pull ramen up to the side. Put that up. Careful, because right here, pry back a little bit. Push this part forward. side, the undercarriage dash part panel off. Get the side panel off, which is this one. And pull this out. Then the bottom part should come out too. So see that we got room. So run it back behind here. I guess I'll pull this couple pin out. Okay, right behind there. Alright, so you wanna run the power source cable behind here. In there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew this real quick. So go ahead, get a roll on. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these sent through. And let's drop it behind here. And behind the dash. Actually, what I want to do is put it in there. So let's go ahead and go and tuck it in there real quick. All right, everyone. So I'm back. I got it tucked in right here. Coming down with the rest of the wire harnesses. Whatever that one's twisting and going to. I think I'm just gonna run it in between this little structural beam right there, on through, keep it going. So let's go ahead and run that through, and kick up these other panels and put it in the trunk. All right, so we have the rear door. I'm gonna push the cable back this way, into here, and behind the seat. So first panel we want to pull up is this one where the seat is at. That one up. Second part we want to pull up is this panel. Put our hand behind here. Push it forward. So that way disconnect. Should be able to pull it up actually, which is cool. So I guess we gotta get this cutting part out. Man, I ain't gonna grip it. Alright. Alright. So another one down here. Whole thing is removed. We have open access to the floor. Go ahead and do an inspection. It's okay, so we can run it straight back with these. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off right there, and we're gonna run it back. All right, so the tab that was sitting right there actually popped it up with my finger, so it wasn't hard. So I'm gonna go ahead, stuff this cable down in there, run it back. Let's see. Okay, cool, easy access. Run around the seatbelt harness, like so. Let's go ahead and throw this wire back here into the next door. So we're gonna have to unbolt this bracket or to fit the floor up. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my tools real quick. All right, so I'm going to take this off. This is a 10 millimeter. Well, actually both of them is a 10 millimeter. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt that one. should be able to pull it up. Put some extra strength on that one. Alright, so it should come up right here. God damn it. Alright, there we go. So it should be able to flip the floor up like that. So we can put the rest of it. Rest of it under here. Go back up front and tuck that down some more. I don't like how that feels. So, got it right there. So I'm gonna go back up front and go tuck it down some more. Okay, this is how the wire tucks in. Kind of wish I had rolled my seat up, but disconnected the battery, so I tucked it in like that. Rest of those wires. I know somebody probably gonna say you shouldn't have done it, but hey. Tuck it up like that. Alright. That should be good. Probably right under the phone in the back. That way when we put our panels back on, we'll have no type of obstructions or whatever. Make sure that we're all good. It. I wish I ran underneath for that one, but no, we should be okay. All right, so let's go ahead and pop these panels back on. All right, so we got the wire from the front, where the driver's side is at, to the back, passenger behind the driver. So go ahead and pop the panels back on. So first one I'm gonna pop on, I'm gonna kick panel on. You gotta put it back kind of like in, in order. So go ahead and pop this one in. Kick panel one. Snaps back in like so. Actually, let's pop this back out and put the rubber door seal back on. Pardon me. That. Next is snap this in, like so. Rubber band in that bottom. Clip back in. I'm going to pull the rubber boot back out. Like that. Second piece we're going to put in this upper trim on the side. Put that in. Things in the way. We'll clip this jigger back in. Right. Put that back up here. Put that in. And then one finger up like that. So then all clipped in. Third part we're gonna put in is the side panel. Dashboard. This piece. Light goes in like that. Snaps in. All good. Of course, clip the bottom of the dashboard back in. Boom, you're done. I don't know how to move this hood latch, but there we go. So we got all that back together. We'll lay this down. Put the side trim on, we're not gonna put on yet because we still ain't got the elbows on. But technically, I guess we can put the side panel back on. Line it up. And so, just push this inside. Like this. That was supposed to be. Put the front screw in. All right, like that. And we'll put the nut washer back in. Like so. Oh, so you can hand tight it in. You gotta put nothing on it. So that's in. Pull this part back. Alright. So put that in. Where the white piece is at. Pull your seal out. So it's gonna be folded in. Good. So we're gonna finish running that underneath the seat over to the trunk, which is, that shouldn't be hard. You should be able to round around that and push it straight up to the back of the seat cushion. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I got a Scorch distribution block, 2-in-1. So 4 gauge will go in, and on this side where it's supposed to be an 8 gauge wires for 1 and 2. So the 4 channel will go in here, and a mounter block subwoofer. So go ahead and crack this case open, and we'll go ahead and mount it. I found the place where I can mount it at. It's pretty much on this plate right here. Alright, so that's the distribution block. I pretty much, like I said, just took the fuses out. There's like 2 screws, one right there and one behind this fuse that you can mount it to this piece of metal bracket for the seat. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna flip this down. See where the wires that's coming down. That's where my amp is at. The other side, inside that panel, right there. That's where I'm gonna drop the wire at. See how I got the black wire fished. So I'm gonna use that as a tape fish to pull it. Let's go back here to the trunk. I'll show you how I got the amp mounted. That's how it looks, mounted up in the air, underneath for the rear deck. Alright, so we have our 4 channels for the speakers, which we're gonna run up to the front behind the radio, splice those in for the speakers. Alright, so we got our fire wires and stuff. I'll go ahead and use some tester tape to tape it up. So got some tester tape. Just gonna keep it up. Like so. Pretty hard to keep these wires stable. They're even. back some. Alright, so basically just a tape wrapped it. We'll be doing the RJ6 cable for the RCAs, which is a quad RG6. So double insulated, so you won't get the, you know, the engine sounds and stuff and road noise. Of course, secondly, we got the high level converters with the remote turn-ons in it. So since we're doing 4 channels, we need 2 of them, and that's, I want to say, not pretty much it. But the third thing is these RCA adapters, which I'm gonna throw in. So later on, when I do a DSP, I'll probably do an Alpine DSP, which is, you know, digital sound processing. Alright, so this is how the RCAs look in the trunk. Alright, so I had to take the side panel back off to run the regular speaker wire back through, because at first I had it running straight through here. So I ended up bringing it on the side, as you see, along the RCAs on that panel. So I'm pretty much gonna run it through here. Again, like I did the other side where the battery wire is at, running for the styrofoam through the floor. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this back up. Then we're gonna be running it through the floor. It's just 4 clips to take this side panel off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty much one right here, one right there, one right there, and another one at the bottom down here. So just pretty much just pull it and then pop off. Alright, so we up front. We got the passenger side of that front seat. Pretty much, I don't know if y'all can see it. We ran the wires underneath of there. Further up. Tuck that underneath of this support beam. All the way up to where the passenger footwheel panel is at. Pretty much drag across there behind the radio. Alright, so another quick glimpse of the back seat. Everything, all the panels are put back together before I put the seat back on. That's how it look. Got the amp around it. The wires right up front for the RCAs, the speaker wire. That's my battery wire, the distribution block. Got the remote wire running in the back. So let's go ahead and slam the seat back in. Alright, so just tighten up the wires. Pretty much unzip tie them all together with the factory ones. Around there. Where the kick panel at. So these are the rest of the wires that I got to put behind the dash, behind the radio. So let's go ahead and get prepared to yank the radio out and get the tying in. look like we have to remove these two screws that's down here. 7mm. So it looks like we have one right here, one right there. I don't know. No, I don't think I got to those two tops out. So let's go ahead and pop these out. There's one. There's two. Hook the AC connectors. All right, so got that out the way, the controls. All right, so what we're gonna put our high level converters in to is the radio, the factory radio, which is this. You don't have to worry about the screen. The screen can stay where it's at. So let's go ahead and remove this. Take it to our speaker wires. All right, this is our radio. Let's go ahead and unplug the big harness, the little harness, and two antennas, which is your factory, and your XM. That's pretty much it. It's the factory radio. Let's sit that back. All right, so the wires we're gonna look for is in this harness. Alright, so it looks like I'm about to do what I did last time. Is I guess when I put my radar detector in here, is remove the glove compartment. So the first thing we're gonna do is pull this panel off. Like so. Remove the screws. Thing is remove the side panel off. All right, so it's 7mm, two at the bottom. And two up top. Alright, so we're looking behind the dash where the radio was at. In my hand. I don't know if I want to run it back behind here. Up to the floor, back behind there. And try to fish it through in between there. So that way it'll be behind here. Alright, so I found the way how to get it in. Basically ran it up through there. Come back here. It's behind the glove compartment. And the red behind that chassis. Right here. For the speaker wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to route this RG6 coaxial behind there. And we're gonna go ahead and tie this stuff in. Alright guys, I got the amp soldered in for the speakers. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I noticed that it had like I guess a grounding wire here. I'm gonna take back up with it and wrap it with this aluminum that I had to take off. So So yeah, that's pretty much it. So next step is to wire in our converter. Speaker wire tester taped up. Going back behind the glove compartment. Back to the amp. So I'll go ahead and put these together. The speaker wires, I'm gonna leave the color code diagram in the description, just in case y'all need it. Alright, so this is the inline converter I'm gonna use, the Metra LLC1, which is 2 of them. So one is for the rear, and the other one's for the front. You have a blue wire, which is from both of them, which is an amp turn on. So I kind of put them together so the amp can always stay on, whether you fade it from the front to the back, wherever you want to fade it at. These 2 wires right here, it goes to the constant hot on ground and the constant positive. Alright, so we got it converted in, spliced into the harness. Now these ends right here is for a feature later on when I add a DSP to the system. Only thing I do is swap the RCAs out of here into here, and it'll be pretty much rolling. Excuse me. So I think the last thing I need to hook up on here, last thing I need to hook up on here is my amp turn on. That'd be it. Alright, so cleaned it up a little bit more. That's how it looks. This the factory harness that goes into the radio. So it plugs in. Like I said, just for the DSP. I'm gonna get one. But for now, we're using these, the inline converters. So yep, that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead, splice these up, put my ends on them, the RCA ends, and all right, everybody, time to put everything back, hook the radio up, and connect the battery. And time to sound test. All right, y'all, so got the amp hooked up to the battery. Like that. I was gonna use the Metra battery terminal that they sent to me, but I just went on, put another end on it, and connect it to the battery like that. Tester taped it to the circuit breaker. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the amp. On my chime still work. The factory jump, even though it was a little bit louder than what it was with the amp. Of course, we got the radio. I'll give it a minute for the satellite to start up on it. But yeah, that's how it is. We'll play some music, but you know, YouTube got this daggone copyright infringement. I'll give y'all a better look at the Alpine 4 channel. So yeah, she sounded good. Looking good. So other than that, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll holler back at y'all.